Hello everyone, welcome to the Pro Traders YouTube stream. Hope everyone is having a nice day and hope you all are making profits on this juicy Bitcoin range and those pumps. So maybe we can best, it's best to get started so we do not waste your time, and let's see what is on today's menu for Bitcoin. So maybe I can go over a little bit where we are, and let's see where the price of Bitcoin is potentially headed for today, for this week. So yeah, Bitcoin is slowly pumping. Today we got this nice rejection, nice impulse down, and yeah, where to start. um so yeah, we are currently headed, we currently are in our previous bigger 2-year range. um if we pull the volume profile on this upper range, we can see where we have the value area low of this upper range. Maybe let me just pull this a little bit better. Okay, this is something like this, and we can mark out the value area low of the range. So on other exchanges, just let me point out, on other, also on spot exchanges, the value area low is kind of in this area. If we check out all the exchanges, Coinbase, Binance, Spot, Perp, Futures, you mostly get those value areas in this tiny few hundred area, which is of key importance. As we know, in the past it was support, as you can see also here, all candle closes above, and while we were heading up, this was resistance for a while, and now we are back again above it. What is kind of at least mid time frame bearish for me is if we get some daily closes, some high time frame candle closes under it again, and start to backtest it. This is where I would potentially look for that potential rejection, and maybe just that idea of having some sort of high time frame head and shoulders idea, where we can then look for that fake out and maybe reverse back up and do something like this. But this is far in the future. I don't like to predict such things, but sorry about that, but it is a possibility. But for now, this is a key area for me. If we check out the previous smaller range, so where did price reject at the highs? So if we pull the range like this, we do have the value area high of the range, and we do have again the value area low of the range, of the previous range. So what happened here? As you can see, the value area low was again the resistance as the bigger previous range. And what did price do? Again, once there is a theory, once we get acceptance in the previous range, value area of the previous range, you have a high probability that we will come back and backtest at least the point of control of that range, and the high probability is we go and backtest the value area high of the previous range. So what did we do? We got in with nice juicy impulse, and where did we reject? Of course at the value area high of the previous range. So this is again something I talked about in the previous free YouTube stream that I did a few weeks ago, is just the idea of coming back inside the bigger high time frame range. So this whole range, sorry about it. So this whole range is, if we get that acceptance inside, we have a high probability that we can come back and backtest the value area high of the previous bigger range, as the same example as we did in the previous smaller range. Okay, so we covered that. Second, so what is my play or game here? On the Sunday swinger session, we did plan out an idea that we might get a nice, really nice bounce from the high volume area, which I can share with you here. Okay, let me just give a second. Okay, so as you can see, this was our basically plan to long this area from the high volume area, where we tapped with price like to the dollar and pumped up 4%. In the Sunday session, we did have a plan to keep it as a range, so short a little bit higher above this liquidity, which unfortunately we didn't get, but we did have a nice order block here, which got nicely back tested, and you saw what happened next. We did get that nice impulse candle, 4% back down. So what my plan for this week is, for the upside, we have some levels, but we talked about that in Pro Traders launch. I will be looking at, for now in this stream, at some lower parts of Bitcoin where we could take a potential trade. So again, we do have here the lower range, and again, the same idea, same principle. If we go back inside the value area of the previous range, we kind of have a high probability chance that we come back to the value area low of that range. Then again, here comes the idea where we might get that potential head and shoulders pattern if we come back down. So this is the key important level I will be looking to take to trade for a long. If we do break this, I would be looking for that back test and to trade it back down to the value area low. So one potential long that I would be looking at would be this key area. So this red rectangle. If we do lose this, if you do come back down here, maybe test the point of control and do start rejecting here, this would be again a nice area to short. So we had that plan initially to long it. If we lose it, I mean, why not try and look for that short? So from there on, I would really be looking at to trade this back down to the value area low of the range. So you might get something like this. Let me just maybe mention this, that we do have, if you go on lower time frame, we do have here a ton of liquidity that is just resting here. So if we can look at this. So you got higher lows, again, higher lows. So this is something that is coming to mind where I would look for that potential trade on the value area low. and that whole liquidity being taken out. And this is where the idea of the head and shoulders might come into play. So something like this, come back down. So we do have also lower levels that we are looking at, where we could look for that potential fake out and go back up. Um, but for now, as I said, the key levels I will be looking at um, are these two squares. So basically coming back down, taking out the liquidity, or this area where we can use like for longing, or if you break it, you can use it for the backtest short. So that's it. Basically on Bitcoin, I want to mention Dogecoin. This was a coin that was mentioned again on previous YouTube stream that I did. Um, was so this was the setup given. From this trade, you got like a nice big fat 60% pump, which a lot of PTL members also did take. The idea behind this was mainly the daily order block, and the idea that this point of control, which we had previously, I think, yeah, the previous point of control was above us. So as you can see, this, and we were talking about this high volume node being a first area of interest where I would enter my trade if it would become the point of control of this whole range. So look at this. If you pull this to here, you can see the point of control shifted, and this was something that just mainly confirmed my entry. And yeah, and where do we take max profit? So this was a big take profit for me. So the value area high of the whole range. We do have still dreams can um we can have dreams. So this would be the upper order blocks, which would then really give us a 40% pump. But I mean, if you're not happy and not taking profit at 16% pump, then I don't know. Yeah. For me, this, even if I get stopped out, for me, this was a nice trade. I did take profits as I should. So the dreams are still valid. If we do come back up, we do. If we do not, I mean, the trade was profitable. So yeah. So thank you everyone for listening to me today. I hope you enjoyed my TA. So everyone that wants to hop in Pro Traders Lounge, we will welcome you in open arms. We do have, as I mentioned a couple of times, we do have almost every day 2 or 3 sessions about Bitcoin, altcoins, and so on and so on. So if you join, I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. So thank you again for listening, and have a nice week of trading. Bye bye.